Here is how you do your stop motion stuff. So first thing first, you got to get your pictures onto your computer. So go to your desktop, control click, new folder, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it ID. Yep, I got to click on the folder here to rename it. Don't leave untitled folders. So I'm going to call it IDM Final. IDM stands for Intro to Digital Media. Then I'm going to open it and Command A and drag them to there, and you'll see that I have more than 600 pictures, but that's okay because I will show you that it doesn't matter how many pictures you have. So I'm going to drag them there. It's going to take a second to move them, and there they are. They're all there. Yours is going to take longer because you're probably coming from a memory card or something like that. So there's that. Now I'm going to go to Launchpad and click After Effects. Mine's already open. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a composition, and it's going to look like this. And there are files there, but they're so small you can't see them. Remember, we're doing 10 frames a minute, 10 frames a second, I'm sorry. So 10 frames per second. Every second, there's 30 frames in your video. So what I'm going to do is close this. All right. Nope, not going to save. And I'm going to open After Effects again. This is why the reason it was open is because I tested it to make sure that all of my stuff was right and it made sense. So at 10 frames per second, and we're going to do, and video is 30, so it's going to be each picture has to be 3 frames in length. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, all of this opens. We're going to go to New Project. I'm going to click New Composition. We're going to call it Stop Motion or whatever you want to call it, just as long as you know what it is. We're going to leave it at 1080 by 1080, okay? And the duration is 1 minute, okay? So this is frame, and put 60 and it would turn it into 1 minute. But just remember frames, seconds, minutes. So we're going to do 1 minute. And that opens up this sequence. Now I'm going to come over here to my folder. These files are already selected. I'm going to drag them into my project window here. And it's going to take a second to get them all in, and that's okay. It's just big boy, big girl stuff. So what we're going to do next is we're going to bring those files into the timeline. And when you do, automatically what happens is they're going to all go to 60 seconds. And we're going to use a couple of things that you guys already know how to do in order to make all the files 3 frames in length. Because remember, video is 30 frames per second. I told you I want 10 pictures per second essentially, so we're going to do 3 frames. So now all of these are selected. I'm going to make sure it's down to here. And again, it's going to take just a couple of seconds to get all of those files in order in the timeline. This seems like a lot of work. I assure you that when I show you how to actually make this happen, you're going to be blown away. Because it really is really quite simple. Okay, so there's that, and hopefully they're going to populate in just a moment. They are. So what we're going to do, again, we're going to bring them in, we're going to trim them to 3 seconds, and we're going to use After Effects to time it for us, and it's really, really very simple. So there are my files. Now, see this blue area here? If I click, I'm going to delete that last 0 and make it 3. Okay, so what that does is it moves your current time indicator out to 3 frames. All right. Remember how we would split things when we D? So what it's going to do right now is you see the pinwheel of death. It's actually not dying. It's just working on doing this process because now it's going from 780 to like, what's that, 1600? 15 and some change. So it's going to take a moment. So Command Shift D, there it is. All right. And now I'm just going to hit delete, and it should delete all the stuff from here over. Okay, delete. Come on. Again, big boy, big girl stuff. It feels like it's taken forever. It's just a couple of seconds. Imagine trying to record a tutorial for teenagers while this is happening. There, ooh, Command Z, Command Z. So I've made a mistake because I moved forward and I hit Command Shift D twice because I was antsy. Don't be antsy. So I have hit Command Z to undo. There's one. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're just going to start over. No, we're not. There it is. It's done. Okay. Whew, I almost bailed on it. Okay, so you see here, you see all the little blue lines? That's actually your videos or your pictures. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top, make sure they're in order. So if you brought them in lowest number to last, you need to make sure that they're in order. So I'm going to, because mine is 2107, 2108, I know that they're in order that direction. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Okay, I'm going to hold down Shift, and you're going to see that it selects all of my files. All right, and I'm going to Control click and go to Keyframe Assistant, Sequence Layers. Now watch what happens. It doesn't look like anything's happened, but what has happened is the files are spread out. They're butted up to each other so that as it plays, you can see, I don't know what the random picture of my classroom was, but that's okay. This is my drive. The other day I hung my GoPro from my rearview mirror, and that's what that is. So that's it. That's done. What you could do to help keep everything clean is just put pics and then take all of these and put them in that folder so that you're not having to wade through all of those. Again, it's going to take a second. So now, wow, my dashboard is dirty. Look at that. So now I'm going to make another composition. Okay, new comp. I'm going to call it final, or whatever you want. And check this out. If I drop my stop motion in there, it's only one layer. And now I can go through and add my graphics. Mr. White's dash is dirty. And now come in here, make that, and it's just like you've always done. But it's really simple because now you have that in the background so you can see what it is. All right, hopefully this helps. Hopefully it wasn't too boring as we waited for me to undo several mistakes. So watch this video, try it yourself, then ask for help. Don't just go, the video's longer than I want it to be and I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to ask Mr. White to do it because Mr. White is going to say, this is their final, watch the video and know how to do it. All right, have a good day. Go make awesome.